And you're watching live coverage of the opening bell on ABC News Digital. And ringing the bell this morning,
your latest weather.
there it is, the cast of Georgetown shines the Nutcracker. A great way to start the day with the Christmas spirit up there to get trading underway for this abbreviated trading session. There it is, trading underway for today, Tuesday, December 24th. Hey everyone, I'm Dan Kleffler in New York. Well, stocks starting the day up again. Wall Street in a very merry mood. Yesterday, the Dow reached its 48th record close this year, the most since 1995. So I want to bring in Anthony Lolli, founder and CEO of Rapid Realty, a real estate firm that has grown to 64 franchises in just 4 years. Anthony, Merry Christmas Eve day to you.
Merry Christmas.
So I want to ask you, we've a lot to talk about this morning. I want to go over some housing data in just a minute, but first, the market. So there has been a rally often before Christmas. Are we expecting this to continue?
I think so. I mean, the streets are crowded. The market's hot right now. It is a very bullish market. And as you mentioned, 48th record high.
And despite this, though, the Fed's decision to taper and the government shutdown, those factors obviously put into consideration there. Investors' appetite, though, for equity risk has been pretty strong, though, this year, hasn't it?
Well, it is a strong appetite, and there were just rumors of tapering. They really didn't do much tapering, and a lot of that has to remain to be seen on January 6th when Watt takes the new position.
Now, let me ask you this, then. What is the outlook, then, for 2014? I mean, are we going to continue on this kind of bullish trend?
Well, I think so. I think that a lot of lending institutions are waiting to see what kind of rules and regulations they have to abide by. There's many different factors. I mean, we have the new person taking the helm of the Federal Reserve. Obviously, we have the new person taking the helm of the FHFA. And those are main variables to see what's going to happen.
Now, housing, I want to go into this sector just for a minute there because obviously it's a huge economic concern on this. The monthly housing price index, it's out, and it's showing home prices on the rise, climbing 0.5% month over month for October. So break down these numbers. Tell me what the bottom line is, essentially.
Well, the bottom line is consumer confidence. The bottom line is lack of inventory. What kept 2013 alive was two factors. Number one, private equity, investor capital buying up properties for the specific purpose of renting. That kind of kept the market strong and shored up the economy. And then, of course, you have Mr. and Mrs. Sally, first-time home buyer, really waiting it out to see if they could get a lower price, but that's not happening. Prices are rising at a steady 8%.
And those that are already homeowners, what's that doing to the value of their properties?
Well, they're slowly increasing in equity, but there still are some homeowners underwater.
And what about interest rates in mortgages, obviously in general, for 2014?
Well, obviously, they're going to remain low. Every indication shows that there's no reason to rise interest rates, but we'll have to see what happens when Watt takes the helm and see what goes on with the tapering, if they are indeed going to do that.
Geographically speaking, where are you finding the biggest deals on homes right now?
Well, you're not going to find the great deals in New York, that's for sure.
Is there ever a good time, though, for New York?
Well, it is a good time because money is cheap if you qualify,
right,
certainly. But what's happening is that a lot of first-time home buyers are taking a second look at properties that they passed on, mainly because they're not going to go down in prices, and interest rates are going to rise eventually.
Best place to live right now?
Well, I'm always going to say New York.
Of course.
But besides that, I mean, there's some interesting things going on in Texas, interesting things going on Arizona, Florida, great deals to be had there, too.
Really? In Florida as well?
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Biggest bang for your buck? Because a lot of people are out there maybe looking for some investment properties.
Well, you want to get something that's going to be able to rent out. You want something that's going to have a decent equity appreciation. You want to make sure that you're not buying into an area that everyone's buying and flipping homes or selling after they buy.
So, I mean, obviously the real estate market is certainly something that we keep an eye on as far as an economic indicator. Another hot topic, though, today, barring some sort of Christmas miracle for retailers, sales have been relatively disappointing for retailers this year. I mean, stores obviously have loads of excess inventory, bigger than usual post-holidays discounts. That would be expected. But, I mean, what does it say about the overall strength of our economy?
Well, I think people are going to wait it out. I think people are going to wait till after the New Year's. I think information is flowing out there. People know that the deals to be had are after January 1st.
Are consumers just still holding on to cash? There just isn't that appetite right now out there to go out there and buy?
There isn't that appetite, but there will be. You'll see a lot of things changing after the New Year.
And what about spending in different ways? Are online sales, how's that comparing to the brick and mortar?
Well, you know, Cyber Monday is always a good indicator as to see who's doing what online. So those numbers really showed a slight uptick as opposed to the other years. So.
And finally, before we let you go, I want to talk to you about this and see what the likelihood of you want to put this on your wish list at the very last minute. The next generation Lamborghini. It is called the Huracan. The company says its top speed, over 200 miles an hour. It goes from 0 to over 60 in 3 seconds. In 3 seconds.
Well, I tell you, if I was driving a car like that, I don't think I'd want to go that fast. I think I'd want the whole world to see me driving it.
That's exactly the problem. And you know, I mean, you're driving down in a car like that. Cops have you pegged. It doesn't matter if you're going 10 under the speed limit.
I drove a Lamborghini for a day. I got pulled over 3 times.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow. And for what reason?
It's just a loud car. It's just a very loud car in every way.
If you got the cash for it, you got to make it work.
Exactly.
Well, let's take one last look at the Dow before we let you go. The Dow is up about 29 points at 16,324. Anthony Lolli, thank you so much for joining us. We certainly appreciate that. And of course, you can keep up with the latest headlines right here on abcnews.com. You've been watching the Opening Bell Report. I'm Dan Kleffler in New York.